Well, as we said, at this hour, President Biden is in the Situation Room on a secure video call with his counterparts from France and Germany and Italy, Poland, the UK, as well as the presidents of the European Commission and European Council. And a few minutes ago, the Pentagon said it's got about 8,500 troops on, quote, heightened alert for rapid deployment to assist NATO if needed. So more on the military options the president is considering to respond to any Russian aggression. We're joined by ABC News political director Rick Klein. You know, Rick, we just talked about Vladimir Putin bluffing. Here's the President of the United States saying, you know, we've got 8,500 of our troops ready to go to Eastern Europe, not necessarily to Ukraine, to make clear, but to NATO bases in nearby Poland, nearby Lithuania, places the Russians don't want to see more U.S. troops. So what is on the table at this point, and how do you read the President's moves?
Yeah, call it poker, call it chess. It's clearly a move designed to get a response from the other side. A lot of this in the watchword from the Biden administration has been about deterrence. Do anything you can in terms of signaling intentions and forecasting what reactions will be to try to get Putin to back down. The administration has been very forthright and forthcoming with intelligence, with information saying we expect this to happen, but they're trying to do everything they can to make clear to Putin that there will be consequences. So this seems like a half step. It's not quite a full deployment of troops, but it's signaling to the world community that we are standing by and trying to do whatever we can to get Putin to stand down, to stand back, to reconsider what the American side considers to be almost an inevitability at this point, which is an incursion into Ukraine.
And that raises the question, what are our deterrents? Really, we aren't going to get in a shooting war, you know, over Ukraine with Russia, nuclear armed power. When it comes to sanctions, there seems to be some disagreement about American lawmakers about how far Congress should go on a sanctions bill. So maybe that weakens the president's hand. What are we looking at in Congress, and about the president's options here?
Yeah, it's a fascinating moment because under other circumstances, under normal circumstances regarding foreign policy, there could be some real bipartisanship here. And that's not an impossibility. We've got a bipartisan group of senators that went to Ukraine last week in the midst of that searing debate over voting rights. They took time out to try to signal that America stands together. Some of those senators have been working jointly on a sanctions bill. There's been some, though, a disagreement, even among some allies of the Biden White House, as to whether you should go forward with sanctions before Putin acts. The clear word from the Secretary of State over the weekend and into today is that the point is deterrence. They don't want to see sanctions snap in until or unless Putin acts. That has many Republicans saying that we're not playing all of the options that we have here. Even some allies of the White House, like Senator Chris Coons, saying there should be at least some moves, but not maybe the most severe economic and military-related sanctions. What we heard from the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, he calls it the mother of all sanctions bills, to try to crack down on all the financial systems that Putin and his allies and military leaders need to operate in the world community. There are things that we still have in our arsenal of both diplomacy as well as financial options and military options, all of which adds up to what the hope is. It signals very strongly that to Putin not to do this, but there is, as you say, disagreement. Do you do it now, or do you wait and respond after the fact?
Yeah, and Rick, there was that, you know, frankly, disaster in President Biden's press conference on the subject of Ukraine, when he mused out loud, to the shock of the Ukrainian president anyway, that, you know, maybe if it were just a minor incursion, those are his words, President Biden's words, a minor incursion that Russia made into Ukraine, yeah, they'd have to talk to the allies who might be split over the kind of response. Now, the White House has backtracked seriously since that comment. What is the messaging we're now hearing from the White House, and how much damage did the president do when he stepped in it like that?
Well, yeah, the message since then has been that there is no such thing as a minor incursion, that even one Russian troop on Ukrainian soil would be considered an invasion, and we responded to in kind. But I think what Biden did, and what can't be undone, is he told Putin the quiet part out loud. He talked about the disagreements among NATO members, among the EU, Germany in particular. There's disagreement about what to do and how far to go and how far to react to anything that Putin does. And he may have known that, but to know that President Biden is thinking about that and saying that very publicly, in as public a forum as you can, a press conference at the White House, you can't really unring that bell. And I think the discussions over the last couple of days from White House officials to say, make no mistake, there's been total clarity on this point. I think Putin heard what he wanted to hear and got enough information out of that. So anything you're trying to do in terms of deterrence, Putin knows that there are limits to what the Americans are likely to do, at least according to President Biden's own calculations.
Yeah, it was awkward for sure. And Putin may have known that already, that there are splits within NATO. But to tell the publics of Western European countries who we need on our side for any strong response, we don't really know what's going to do. That kind of uncertainty can weaken the response. Putin knows that, too. Rick Klein, as always, thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.